how do you distinguish between the owners of a business, the officers, shareholders, directors? So when setting up a corporation, you're going to have shareholders, which are going to be the owners of the stock. You're going to have directors, which are going to be on the board of directors of a company. And then you'll have officers who are going to be president, vice president, treasurer. You could have other officers. Really, you can assign any name you want an officer. That's your decision. What we do need, though, for the statement of information is the president, secretary, and treasurer. So we always need those positions, and those positions could be filled by one person, could be filled by two people, or it could be filled by three different people. So you can have one person filling many different roles. So when it comes to filling out this information, we always need to know who the shareholders are. Are you going to have one owner? Are you going to have five owners? Who's going to own the company? Who's going to own the stock in the company? Or if you're an LLC, who's going to own the membership interests? These are the people who are going to own capital interests in the company or share interests. Then we need to know, okay, who are going to be the directors? In California, you have to have a minimum of 3 directors if you have 3 shareholders. In Delaware, you can have 1 director, or you can have many directors. You can have up to as many as you want. We recommend generally between 5 and 7 is good for a business. But if you don't have that many shareholders early on or that many people involved, you can start with fewer and always add additional directors later. Next, we're talking about officers. Officers are more relevant for a corporation, but they also could come into play with LLCs. We always need to know who the president, secretary, and treasurer are going to be. So if you're a single member or single owner entity, such as a corporation or LLC, you could serve all three different roles. Generally, with an LLC, we'll have the member. There could be also a manager, depending on how we set up the LLC. A manager-managed LLC generally has one manager in charge of the entire LLC and the operations of the LLC. You can have a member-managed LLC where all the members manage the LLC, and then you can have more than one manager operating or managing an LLC. So those are things to keep in mind when you set up an LLC. If it's a single-member LLC, then generally you're going to have just one member-managed LLC, and that'll be sufficient. So hopefully this explains to you the difference between the different types of people operating and in charge of an entity. You have corporations and generally LLCs that you have to consider, and just remember, we do need all these roles determined before we can set up your LLC correctly. So make sure you think about who the owners are going to be, who are the owners of the membership interest of an LLC, or shareholders in a corporation, who are the people who are the directors of a corporation or the managers of an LLC, and then who are the people who are going to be operating it day to day. Those are the officers of a corporation, or even the members or managers of an LLC. You don't have to have a manager in an LLC, but if you do, you should designate who that person is, and then we have to create rules and responsibilities around that person in the operating agreement. Hopefully this is helpful, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you.